The return to glory.
Golf. The go-to for the guys, the girls, the groups, the galleries. But the course landscape has changed. Because of COVID-19, no more crowds, partners, or bag drops. But fear not. Golf's always been defined as an endless series of tragedies. Overcoming challenges is what this game's all about. So what's going on? Much of the globe is or was under lockdown. The only way to deter people from getting sick from the novel coronavirus is to keep them apart. Not a tough task for the golf world. As we all know, outside of sharing a golf cart, golf's not exactly a contact sport, and its economic impact keeps many people afloat, which is partly why courses in some states were dubbed essential businesses.
Moments ago, I signed an executive order directing Arizonans to stay home, except to conduct or participate in essential activities or essential services.
People in media are also considered essential, labeled essential workers. So we went to work to find out if the game's any different, visited some of our favorite courses, and got a pulse on the industry. Take Quintero, for instance, one of the most elite courses in State 48. They're taking every precaution when it comes to safely ensuring players are protected without disturbing the integrity of the game.
There's no playbook for what we're experiencing right now in the golf industry. The beauty of golf is that it is ever evolving, and we're adapting and rolling with these times. We don't want to be behind on anything, but at least golf, we're getting a chance to experience the change as we remain open.
I'll be honest, besides riding solo, at first glance everything looks and feels about the same, but there's definitely some signs of the times out here. Reducing touch points is a big one. On the golf carts, Quintero has removed all the complimentary towels, ball washers, and sand and seed bottles. Plus, every cart is completely sanitized between uses. On the golf course, they removed all the rakes, and flag sticks stay in the cup with no need to touch. Another cool thing they've done is inverted their cups. Did you know if you turn a cup upside down, the flag still fits in it? And when it's inverted, the ball still drops, but not all the way down, so you're just touching your golf ball. That's it. Genius. We also cruised up to Sedona and got a round in at Sedona Golf Resort. They're taking all the same precautions and following CDC guidelines. One thing that caught our eye is how they limited touch points at the cup. They're using pieces of pool noodles to keep your game afloat. Another really cool thing SGR's doing is they've made a makeshift grocery store to help out their local community. They call it the Sedona Grocery Resort.
We've done a ton of groceries that we're delivering to our locals that just don't feel safe going to the grocery store or can't find toilet paper or paper towels. Just trying to help our locals find what they need.
Heyman mentioned something else that stood out to us.
We have 95 acres here.
And with roughly 50 players a day right now, that's like 2 acres per player. How do you social distance more than that? Something to think about. Even the tourist hotspot this time of year, Scottsdale, is stealing the show with solutions to steer clear of COVID-19. The Weston Kierland calls it the quintet of fun. They've got golf-outfitted segways, golf bikes, golf boards, turf riders, and even Elway, a freaking golf four-wheeler. Kierland has been known for their single rider rigs for years. Now, we're dubbing this course #1 for COVID carriages. This is social distancing at its finest, folks.
Shot.
It's not just Arizona, the golf mecca of the United States, that's tackling new corona procedures. It's happening all across the country.
It's the golf ball easy lift. Our golfers love it.
Terry Harnage, GM at Cobblestone Golf Course in Georgia, shows us the coolest no-touch cup idea yet.
We're perusing the internet. All of a sudden, we see you guys with one of the most ingenious-looking no-touch devices we've ever seen. I know you guys didn't invent this device, but you're the first ones to implement it, and it is taking off like gangbusters, isn't it?
It really has. It's kind of funny the way it came together. Our golf course superintendent, Ashley Bird, came to me and he's like, "Boss, I have a guy I used to work with that has invented this thing, and I know I probably should have asked you, but I didn't. I went ahead and bought a full set for our golf course." It's a great way for us to kind of help keep our golfers and our associates safe. I didn't realize this, but we actually have the very first set there is on a golf course.
2 days ago, you post an 8-second video. 2 days after that, you're on national television. Pretty cool.
It's been a great thing for our golfers and really a great thing for the industry, the way it's taken off.
So you can see, courses have strategically implemented safety measures for all of us. And honestly, getting out to play golf is a personal choice, and everyone should choose what they feel is best for them. I'll be upfront though. We all know everyone's real priority at a time like this.
You're about to see something that we haven't been able to see in a long time.
2 for each household.
We're buying toilet paper.
Thanks, Sedona Grocery Resort. Given the current climate of our country, golf courses are looking for ways to give back, especially to local nonprofits. That said, we know the biggest heroes right now are the ones wearing scrubs. They're the real MVPs. But everyone's trying to do their part, and we couldn't ignore the efforts we caught wind of in the golf industry.
We launched the Summer Troon card a little early this year.
Immediately after the effects of COVID-19 started to hit home, Troon Golf jumped into action.
So for every Summer Troon card that's purchased, we're donating $50 from that purchase to St. Mary's Food Bank. So far, through 3 weeks, we've donated more than $20,000.
That money provides meals for families all over the greater metro area in the Grand Canyon state.
We saw a real need in the valley during these times to help people get food.
Besides raising much needed cash for the food bank, many Troon courses have chipped in to become essential donation zones.
The idea of having the drop-off locations is just to make it easier for golfers and people around the valley to drop off food for people that need it during these challenging times.
Helping the hungry is a huge priority across the country right now, but there's multiple ways to mitigate the challenges most are facing. Because not every state is allowing courses to stay open, like California, some industry workers are helping aid the need for personal protective equipment. Enter Indian Wells Golf Resort, where staff members are assembling mask kits for medical professionals.
Desperate times call for desperate measures. It came from the heart is where it came from. Our hospitals, our doctors, and our nurses are out there fighting battles for us. The least we could do is to assist in the process to help protect them.
Even though restrictions are in place for Cali courses, concerns about frontline workers are in line with Indian Wells' priorities. Playing up safety during this uncertain time is key.
Our team and our staff got together and wanted to make a difference. Close to 40,000 masks later, we're still producing them, and we still plan on doing this for as long as it takes.
The affectionately known Face Mask Factory is facing its own challenges, but is on board with observing the statewide guidelines while at the same time standing by those who sacrifice for our overall safety, even if they aren't real doctors.
Steven, has anybody told you look like a doctor?
I feel like one with the mask and the gloves.
While helping the community and our first responders is the ultimate goal during this global pandemic, a great concern for golf clubs across the country is considering their economically impacted employees.
Tipped associates, in particular our servers, were really impacted.
Case in point, top shelf bosses like Southern Dunes Golf Club GM Brady Wilson helping haggard staff by keeping wine and cash flowing.
We ran an aggressive wine sale here for the local community. I think people need some wine during these times at home, and we took $2 per bottle of those sales and are using that to support our staff and supplement their gratuity loss income to help them through this tough time.
Golf courses employ a ton more people than you might realize. And with restrictions specifically on food and bev operations, Wilson has made it his mission to mend as many financial hardships as possible.
It's been really successful. We've sold over 500 bottles of wine in 3 weeks. Just something we can do to try to ease the burden for everybody. We want to treat our associates the way we want to treat our family.
Each one of these stories encompasses the very elements of the game of golf: respect, reward, and reassurance that everything in the end will be okay. And we'll get through this together. And even though we're not keeping score amidst this pandemic, we are all in this round together, as a community, as a state, as a country. We will break through.
Well, where do you want to go now?
Home.
I'll fire up the jets. Producing a golf show is a dream come true for us. But as you know, this COVID nightmare we're living in touches everyone, including PGA TOUR pros and caddies.
All of a sudden, I get a text message from the tour at about 9:30 at night. Done.
March 12, 2020 will forever be a historic day in PGA TOUR history. Tour pro Kevin Streelman will never forget that day, and nor will Chez Reavie's caddy, Justin York.
Justin, how did it happen? 1 second, you're on tour.
Yeah.
Next second, stay home.
Yeah, so we're at the Players. We're in the first round, caddying for Chez.
I was the last group, the Players Championship, Thursday afternoon. We get to 18T and it's pretty much dark out.
One of the guys looks at his phone and sees we're gonna play tomorrow to the rest of the week with no fans, and the next couple tournaments we're like, wow, that's gonna be different. No fans.
Went home, had a quick bite, and all of a sudden,
tournament canceled, next 4 weeks are canceled, Masters is gonna be on standby. So we're like, wow, it just got real fast. It's like something out of a movie.
Yeah.
Head home, we raced to the airport the next morning, we packed like midnight, like it was a crazy 12-hour stretch, and been home since, like as most people have.
I'm home for at least a month and I'm sitting on my butt making no money. It was a pretty good gut check.
You know what they say when life gives you lemons? Well, just like the rest of us, these guys are making the best of it.
Like for the last couple weeks, what has Chez been doing?
He's just been, kind of doing what he does on off weeks. Hitting balls, playing a lot with the boys up at Whisper Rock, Silverleaf. They get a lot of good games up there, a lot of touring pros. So keeping themselves busy doing that. I'm sure he's been, hitting the gym and stuff. He likes to kind of stay active with that.
Yeah.
But other guys I've talked to, everybody's just kind of, weighing the storm, just ready to get back going. Hopefully they're staying sharp.
We're fortunate out here in Arizona that golf has been open, so I've been able to play a little bit, practice a little bit, get out of the house and give Courtney a break. But I'm usually gone a lot during this stretch, so it's nice to be home. My daughter's in kindergarten, so getting my additions and subtractions in with her, and she's riding a bike now and tying her shoelaces and all the good daddy stuff.
While the silver lining of a surprise off-season has some pros striping balls at their home courses, some tour pros might be brewing a COVID hangover because of where they live.
In Arizona, we stayed open, but if you're in some other states like California, Texas, Florida, some of these places might not be open. So these guys, for them to stay sharp, it would probably be a little bit more difficult. So we're at a little bit of an advantage.
Okay, take your time, make this one.
All right,
take your time.
Line it up. It's gonna be just barely outside left.
Okay.
I got the read, I think, down. Getting it there is the other issue. Yeah,
Ooh.
Low. Good thing Chez makes those putts.
Right?
Because we'd be starving if I had to make them.
What do you think life on tour is going to be like post-COVID-19?
For us, we're in a unique situation where, other than the handshake on the first tee and then the conclusion of a round, you're not near them. You can be as far away from him as you need to be. The caddy-player relationship, now these guys obviously better make sure that they're on the up and up, because we're always a foot away from each other.
Right.
Pretty much, other than when he's swinging.
We're hoping June 8th to get started at Colonial, then out to Hilton Head, then out to Hartford, and then Detroit, and do those 4 without fans. I actually got an email just a few hours ago saying what things might look like, whether we're all staying in the same hotel, whether, who knows? There's still a lot of things they got to iron out and make sure it's safe.
There it is.
There it is. We'll finish on that note. Fake Nucks. When tour opens up, good luck to you and Chez.
Thanks, man. Appreciate having me, dude.
Yeah, man.
I think I made 2 putts in the entire time we were putting, and I was trying every one of them.
From the guys who carry the pros on the course to the guys that carry them off the course, Spencer Tatum is an exercise physiologist who works with tour pros like Wyndham Clark, Kevin Chappell, and John Rahm, to name a few.
Why is getting outside actually really good for us, and let alone maybe even playing some golf?
I think it's one of the best things we could be doing right now. There's so many benefits. I mean, the first thing we're talking about is just the amazing natural resource of vitamin D.
Awesome.
Vitamin D boosts our immune system and helps us fight off respiratory viruses. The second thing it does, it releases a hormone called serotonin. Serotonin is what calms us down and makes us happy and boosts our mood. So getting outside is the absolute best thing we can do, and playing golf and doing low level physical activity is one of the best ways to improve our health and wellness.
The takeaway is to take care of yourself, and getting out on the course might be a good way to do that. Golf has been providing a platform for social distancing since the day it was invented. Add in all the new safety measures, plus the community support our courses are upholding, the game will only be stronger when this is all over.
It doesn't matter where this came from. What are we going to do now to move forward? What positive things are going to come out of this?
We kind of see ourselves as a team, right? Just like any other athletic team. When you go through the trenches and you lose a bunch of games, or you're just getting beat to hell, and that's kind of what we're going through right now. This is rough times, but when things do get better, I think we'll just be stronger because of it.
There's a lot of smart people that are putting their heads together and trying to figure out how this is going to look, be as safe as possible to go forward and to put out a great product for our fans and our sponsors and ourselves as possible in a competitive playing field.
I want America to get back on track, and I'm going to tell you, golf is the one sport that is going to lead us back, because we're winners. Thank you, God bless you, and thanks for having me on today, Ryan, because Breaking Par is a tremendous show.
I'm a lot more stressed out to go to a grocery store than I am to go play golf.